bursts of communication that happen quite frequently and quite often. This is going to be driven by, obviously, texting. This is driven by the technology that they use to communicate, because they're able to communicate in short spurts, right? Words, phrases, sentences, and they expect the same thing. The idea of the meetings that we had growing up, and when we were being socialized into the organization, we started our jobs in our 20s, and the idea that you'd have that 1 hour meeting with your manager once a week, once a month, whatever it might be, and that's when it occurred, right? We still see that a little bit, but the interaction, the mentoring, the coaching needs to happen more frequently, more often. Less formalized, right? But it's happening more often, so we're keeping people engaged. If we're not doing that and we're saying, okay, we're going to have our meeting on Friday morning at 9 a.m. and that's it, that engagement isn't occurring. So what do we need to do? Well, instead of doing that, we start to break it up over time. I'm not saying add on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to do more work. I'm not going to say do that and do all of these little pieces. I'm going to say the way you do it, start to deliver it in a different manner, a different way, so we can start to take advantage of some of this. But be aware, there's different people in your organization who want, I still want this. If I work for you, I still want this. I don't want you coming and talking to me and doing coaching and mentoring every single day, every 5 minutes. I'm looking for purposeful meetings. So one of the best things to do is to give this assessment to the people that work with you. Right? See what their preferences are and start using them and leverage them to get more effectiveness. And we look at the last thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk a little bit about money, this idea of compensation, what it means to them. You see a lot of mentality shift, right? A status symbol, a means to an end. Money is today's pay. The idea that we're going to motivate, the idea that we're going to get commitment from millennials because of a salary is not true. It's not that. After lunch, I'm going to talk about the idea of offer letters. One of my jobs at the University of Alabama is I teach sales management. And so I teach primarily seniors or second semester juniors that are getting job offers. And one of their assignments is when they get their job offers, they have to come bring them to me. So I review them, so we talk about them so they understand what they are. Right? So they understand what these commissions mean and these draw systems or whatever it may be, and we have this conversation. And I'm amazed by, number one, the amount of offers that our students get. But when they sit them in front of me, and they say, well, I have an offer for $35,000, $45,000, and $55,000. And they'll sit those three offers in front of me, and I look at it. It is a no-brainer for me which one, right? I'm like, $55,000, baby. Give me that one right there. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, no, because I like these people better. This place had a culture, like, ugh, wash that off my hands, right? Don't talk crazy. That's $55,000 right here. And they're like, well, they had this in their organization. They did that. The pay was something that they're going to get and they're going to survive off of, but that was just something for today. That's something they need. There's more to it than that. And that's what's really, truly interesting. So the idea of the more money or the incentives isn't one of the things that motivate. So if we can find out what does, we can have more of an impact. We're going to dive into this a little bit deeper. The goal of this was just for you to get some perspective on what generation you fit into and then to take this back.